Assalamualaikum and salam satu Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about ideal teacher. What is the criteria of an ideal teacher? As we know, teaching is one of the most complicated jobs today. It demands broad knowledge of subject matter, curriculum and standards, enthusiasm, a caring attitude, and a loving of learning, knowledge of discipline and classroom management techniques, and surely not forgetting the desire to make a difference in the lives of young people. With all these qualities required, one will surely wonder what actually the criteria of an ideal teacher are. Here are the main criteria I sum up for an ideal teacher, and I will explain in detail along the speech. An ideal teacher should be a motivator. Secondly, understand the psychology of the students and have the ability to master the subject matter, be an idol or a role model, and engaging every student in learning process. So, ladies and gentlemen, firstly for me, an ideal teacher is one who can be a motivator to his or her students, with the awareness that the pupils come from different backgrounds and have different personalities. An ideal teacher should know how to give an apt motivation to each pupil. An ideal teacher needs to know that different pupils require different kinds of motivations, as they would definitely face different kinds of problems. They constantly motivate them to teach ahead and broaden their horizon. A teacher should encourage and inspire his or her pupils to think beyond the confines and help them realize their talents as well as the need to pursue them with diligence. He or she acts as a guide to the students while not pushing them too much and tries to encourage the students and refrains from criticizing them. The perfect teacher prefers to give positive motivation to his or her students. His or her comments are always constructive in nature and serves as our friend, guide, educator, and a blend of all the good qualities one can possess. Such a teacher shapes the entire life of the students. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is very important for a teacher to understand the psychology of his or her students. Every student is different from the other and will react differently to situations. All students cannot be equated and therefore need individual attention. An ideal teacher knows where the students lack and what their requirements are. He or she never fails to comprehend the needs of students and tries his or her level best to fulfill them. Well, members of the floor, one important criteria an ideal teacher should have is the ability to master the subject matter. They should exhibit expertise in the subjects they are teaching and spend time continuing to gain new knowledge in their field. They present materials in an enthusiastic manner and instill a hunger in their students to learn more on their own. Last but not least, an idol for students. That's what I believe a teacher should be. An ideal teacher leaves a long life impression on his or her students and impacts their mind in a positive way. She or he is a much valued asset, without whom one cannot imagine a life. In fact, perfect teachers are as important as our parents. Not even a single day of our life will seem to be complete without them. They are the ones whom the students can idolize and look up to. I also believe that an ideal teacher engages students and get them to look at issues in a variety of ways. An ideal teacher uses facts as a starting point, not an end point. They ask WH questions, look at all sides, and encourage students to predict what will happen next. Questions are frequently asked to make sure that the students are following along. The whole class is engaged and they don't allow a few students to dominate the class. They keep students motivated with varied and lively approaches. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, there are many criteria to be an ideal teacher. There are also many views of how an ideal teacher should be. Being a motivator, understanding the psychology of his or her pupils, being an idol for his pupil, engaging every student in the learning process, and the ability to master the subject matter are a few examples of my own perspectives of an ideal teacher. I hope with this input will enlighten everyone's perspective on what an ideal teacher is. So I will leave you with a saying: the best teacher is not the one who knows most, but the one who is most capable of reducing knowledge to that simple compound of the obvious and wonderful, by H.L. Mencken, a famous American journalist. I bid you a good day. Thank you.